My boy Sam, between two beards. Well, between this beard, that's my machine for the night. Finna be loading this rubble out into trucks, baby. I'm back. Love you, brother.
All my friends are bearded, you should know.
Hashtag never shave, I let it grow. You ever shave face, well, that's cute. But look what my bearded friends can do.
But look what my bearded friends can do.
All my friends are bearded, you should know. Hashtag never shave, I let it grow. You ever shave face, well, that's cute.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I am Uncle Sam, and I would like to welcome you to Between Two Beards with Matt and Sam.
I'm Matt.
And today we have Mr. Whit Clayton with us.
Good evening.
What's up? Get closer to that microphone.
Get up in there, huh?
Turn it.
Get all the way up in there.
Maybe bring
All
it
the way.
Yeah. There you go. What's up, guys?
Hey, my voice is back.
His voice is back.
My voice is back.
I don't know if that's a good thing or not.
Probably not. Especially if we start playing music. So I'm gonna ruin it with my. I've still got a little rasp in there, but for the most part, I'm getting over it.
We can understand you.
I think I'm coughing out tower dust, is what it is.
I bet.
Dude, that place is so dusty.
It is.
And then they've been painting. They're using this dry fall paint. Have you ever heard of dry fall?
Yeah, I think I have. They use it at Tower regularly, right?
No, not
Or
regularly.
Have they
repainting
used it before though? I feel like they've
Maybe.
used it over there before whenever they were painting before.
So they're repainting the entire inside of the building.
Yeah.
The walls, the rafters, the ceilings.
Yeah.
They're painting it white. Looks really good. Brightens everything up.
Excuse me.
They've been investing a lot of money into the lighting,
Yeah.
and part of the way to not spend so much on lighting is painting everything white because the reflectiveness.
Brighten
it just
So-
brightens everything up. Yeah.
Yeah, it's this dry fall paint. So as they're spraying it on the ceiling, as it's falling, it's dry. When it hits the floor,
Yeah,
it's
that's what I
powder.
thought. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought was.
And it's all
it's
over
pretty much
everything.
It's a mess.
Dude, I can blow my radiator out in that forklift 3-4 times a week, and it's just a cloud of dust and stuff comes out of it. And that's the stuff we're breathing in.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of guys around there like to sweep with an air hose. And
Oh,
it just
yeah.
blows it all up in the air.
Yeah, that's all it's doing is pushing it back up.
Definitely
It's
going to
like,
have respiratory problems.
it's like it's gonna fall back down somewhere.
Which brings me to the Mexican word of the day:
The Mexican word of the day.
asbestos.
Asbestos.
I'm doing as best as I can.
Oh man.
That's low hanging fruit.
Love that.
Low hanging fruit. Well,
Tenacious D. Low hanging fruit. Oh, yeah. You almost ruined everything. That was contortionism.
That was.
You're telling me you have carpal tunnel? I just saw your arm bend 6 different directions.
That was precision.
You should be a surgeon.
did you see the thought?
Damn claw
look, I
game.
was thinking very, very much. I was trying to very, very, very much focus on that.
I got a question for all you mind readers out there.
Yeah, I saw that on Facebook or whatever earlier today. I was just like, that's excellent. Perfect. Dude, it got way too hot today. Oh, this room is because I've got the sun right there. So it's like this room just is the hottest room. Like that other room over there is much, much cooler. But
Hitting that
once that
Westfall.
sun goes down, it'll feel a little better. Maybe.
So we have Whit here with us. He's fresh off of graduation from the House of Mercy.
What a blessing.
This is a room full of alumni right here.
Mm-hmm.
So, tell us about the past year.
Oh, it's been a crazy year. Coming into the House of Mercy was crazy for me because I was going to sober up and leave. Well,
Yeah.
I was going to sober up and bounce, do it all over again somewhere else.
Right.
And as time went on, and I listened to the classes and to the word, it just started making sense. Didn't want to let go. Didn't want to let go of that, and it's changed me in ways that I didn't expect.
Like what?
Like I expected, like the normal, like being sober was weird for me. Being sober was
Yeah.
weird for me, because I would stay drunk,
Gotcha.
all the time.
Right.
And-
Right.
And being sober, it changed my way of thinking, and it gave me my confidence back, and because when you're in that just that mess, that cycle
Yeah.
of being intoxicated, no matter what it is, alcohol or drugs,
Yeah.
it robs you of all your confidence and your well-being, that security of just knowing that you can do it with of course with God's help, but just it was wild to know that with God I can conquer the stuff that I was going through at that time, and so it's been a roller coaster ride of emotions at times, going through the house with my family.
How old are you?
I'm 42. I'll be 43 next month.
So he's 42 years old.
Insane.
How many times have you attempted? Like, how long is this? For most of us that come to the house of mercy,
Did you
it's
read
not our
Did you
first.
read my list?
This has been
Because
like
I swear
a-
you're asking questions that I
Okay.
wrote down today.
This has been like a 10-year struggle for me, to get off of drugs and alcohol. You know? I finally kicked drugs about 6 years back, but I just traded it for alcohol. And, and I could do it all the time.
Right.
And didn't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Passed the drug test then.
Right.
But it's so it's been like a 10-year struggle. I've been to 4 different sober living facilities, or however you want to call it, and none of them really ever really took hold. I just never wasn't ready to let go and surrender like I did this time.
Do me a favor, just bring your microphone down.
Down
Yeah, right there, brother.
right there.
Excellent.
And so it just
If that thing's touching your lip, you're doing good.
all right. You
There you go.
tongue
Yeah.
kiss it.
Yeah.
It's been amazing.
Yeah.
A year ago, I didn't see myself here. I didn't know where I saw myself, but it's been really cool.
So
And-
you're 42 now.
42.
10
Yep.
years, 10
Yeah,
year
42.
struggle.
Yep.
So roughly, well, we'll say 31 ish.
10-year struggle of just trying to get off of it, not the lifelong.
Oh, okay.
You know,
So that was-
addictions and-
Yeah, that's
That was
Yeah.
part of
Yeah,
one of my
that's-
questions.
yeah, that's kind of how that's what I
Was
thought
your
too.
uh
Yeah, that's,
No,
I just
it's-
asked how long you've been trying to, because that's what for me. I've been in and out of the recovery thing since I was like 21.
Oh, okay.
You know,
No.
so-
Yeah, I mean, probably since I was 16, I've been on some form of drugs or alcohol. And but just in the past 10 years, it's really kind of caught up to me, and I knew I was doing something wrong. I
Yeah.
just couldn't break that cycle.
Did you ever have a time in your life where you could, and I use this term very loosely, drink like a normal person? On the weekends when you go out to the bar with some friends, or has it always been?
No,
your
it
drinking
hasn't
was-
been like that. I don't know what changed. I used to be the life of the party. People would call me, and to hang out and stuff. And then at some point, it just switched for me, and I started drinking too much and making a complete ass of myself.
Yeah.
And then no
Yeah.
one called anymore.
Right.
And it was people always say they're the life of the party, but no, I mean,
Yeah.
everybody liked me. I was sociable.
Yeah, no, I can
And then-
understand that.
and
I can understand that
and then
completely.
bam,
Yeah.
everything changed. And
See,
that's-
like I can see you being that life of the party friendly, kind of guy. I don't know you, from the times that you were using or drinking or anything, obviously. So it's like I can only I've only seen the actual growth. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Which has been really cool too.
It is.
Did you have anything else, Matt?
I have a lot.
Go for it.
Do you hit me up?
So yeah, that's what get my handy dandy notebook out here.
Yeah.
I had wrote down here your first drug use and length of active addiction, which you pretty much answered.
You know,
Are your parents still alive, both of them?
yes, they are. They both live there in Henrietta.
Are they together?
No, that's kind of a long story, but my senior year, my brother was in a car accident
Mhm.
and was paralyzed, and that put a lot of stress on my family. Not going to say my mother and dad got along real well before that, but I like to think that that's like the tipping point.
Yeah.
Of
Mm.
when shit
Older or
really
younger
hits family.
brother?
My older brother.
Mm-hmm.
And my family never really recovered as a family unit after that. Just never did. And they waited till I graduated back in '99, and they kind of split sheets in. And
Was there ever any drug or alcohol use from either one of them that influenced you either
absolutely
direction?
not.
No.
Absolutely not.
I know we've talked about your mom before, me and you, privately, and
Right.
I didn't assume so on her
No,
end, but
my dad was a cowboy. He drank and sometimes to excess.
Yeah.
And my mom was just a regular mom. No, they didn't do any drugs. They were really against it, and which kind of worked to my favor because they couldn't see the signs, that I was at
Yeah.
the time. But they provided a really good upbringing for me, and they showed me how to make right choices. I just chose the wrong ones.
do you have anybody in your family, uncles, cousins that were struggling with the same kind of stuff?
No. Not that I hung around, or was around it in any capacity. It was just I was introduced to drugs when I was young and continued to make the wrong choice for a long time, and it robbed me of a lot. I failed relationships, people who just wanted to love me, and I wouldn't let them do it because of my addictions. Looking back now, that saying it out loud, it hurts, and leaving the wake of destruction that I have is painful. It's painful. My family didn't need to suffer like that.
I used to tell people that, as most of us, I'm sure, have experienced, when you're in active addiction and you decide you're going to pull your head out of your finally get your shit together. It's like the pieces, you're trying to pick them back up and put them back together, and every time that I relapsed and got back into my addiction, when I went to get those pieces to put them back together, they were further and further away.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They were just strode out,
It's a good way of looking at it.
and then I would start putting pieces back in and start building that picture, and of course I'd go off the deep end again. And then when I would decide to, try to turn it around, I had to go even further to get those pieces
Yeah.
and get them all put back together. So I don't know if that's anything like what you're describing, but
It does. When I was young in my addictions, people would try to help me a lot more. I noticed as I got further along in my addiction that that the help wasn't there like it used to be. That people weren't so eager to help out.
Yeah,
And
now
The,
that
the,
I
the
can,
bridges kind of get burnt.
Yeah, I can definitely relate to. Yeah,
Yeah.
we've talked
Discussed
about
that
that before
recently.
on the podcast. I think the last two times that we've been together, we've kind of mentioned it. It's like we can still have that relationship. Like last time, we were talking about the relationship with Matt's mom and with Phil. We were talking about it also, but it's like we have to understand, those relationships can come back, but they're not going to be quite the same, and we have to be okay with that.
Yeah, I've noticed that about a bunch of my friends and family back home. They're pretty much non-existent except for my mom and dad. I don't talk to anybody, whether they were positive influences in my life or negative. I just have wiped myself from that town.
Gotcha.
Did you have any sort of early childhood church experiences, spiritual experiences?
No.
I know you said your mom is a God-fearing Christian.
My
Now,
parents
right?
are, yeah. My parents are now, but growing up, I think we went to church on Mother's Day, and Christmas,
Easter, maybe?
Easter,
Yeah. Yeah.
We didn't go there, a whole lot. We just didn't. It worked. We just never
I don't know, but I bet it sounds better.
never really went.
What's that?
Sound any better?
Oh yeah, there you go.
I'm new to the mic.
I know it's okay. Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'll be adjusting and playing with mine the whole time. I'm always constantly adjusting it.
It's hard for
So-
me to talk with somebody and not have eye contact. I've got to.
Well, you can always
That's fine,
You can
yeah,
always turn
yeah,
and look.
yeah,
Just get up on the mic.
Yeah, just and get comfortable with it, and it tilts, it turns, it goes back.
I'm like Ricky Bobby. I don't know
It
what
does
to do
everything.
with my hands.
Yeah, right. Hey guys, while I have your attention real quick, I need you to like, comment, follow, subscribe, rumble, all those fun things. You need it, I need it, we all need it. Something else we all need is a little bit of Trade Man. Okay, so we're gonna roll his clip.
That one's on ice.
Alright, so you can find Trayman over on Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. Make sure to follow, comment, like, subscribe, all those fun things. Let's support our locals. Now let's get back to the pod with Whit. All right. But that's kind of the same as it was in my house. Like we went to some church stuff, like with my folks. Sometimes they would get on a kick, for sometimes a month, sometimes a year, if that, and then it just whatever.
Kind of drizzle out.
Yeah.
It's gonna be odd going back to Henrietta. Even just to visit.
Yeah.
So you haven't been back to Henrietta at all since you've been here?
I've been back once
Once.
a year, and I know my parents are getting older, and it's gonna be hard. Not that I feel like I'm going to use again. It's just I don't like that town anymore, and they don't like me. I get it. I get it now.
Well, yeah, I understand. That's like me and Abilene. It's good. Like,
Well, after hearing you and Phil talk about Abilene, I can kind of see why.
yeah. Abilene. It's got. If you want it good, it's got it good. If you want it rough, you can get it rough.
You can have it rough.
It depends on what you're wanting.
It's got everything you want and most of the stuff you don't.
Yes. I need to quit hitting this desk.
Probably.
But yeah, no, I understand how that goes. So you're going to be sticking around, or
I am.
what?
I'm gonna put down
your-
roots.
You're going to put down roots right here
Yep.
In Alney or Graham?
Right here in Olney.
in Olney.
Right here in Olney.
Wow.
I'm gonna play this out. I've got a good reputation here. Maybe that's because people don't know me. No, they know. They know the new man.
That's
So important.
That's like I was saying. Like I know you from just this last year, and so it's like the dude that I've known. Like I remember whenever you first came in, you were pretty up, bro.
I was.
I think pretty sure we had to send you back. We had to send you to the hospital for detox,
Yeah.
right?
3 days.
Yeah. And so it's like I understand. Like obviously you were in a pretty rough place.
I was.
You know.
He came in right after I left.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That would be
Because the
right.
first time I saw Whit, I think he had already been there a month and a half.
Oh yeah.
2 months. It was at the car show, I think, or right before the car show when we were playing cornhole.
Yeah, playing cornhole.
How long was that? You've been there 2 months, maybe.
I'd be lying now. It's been so long.
I don't know.
And but I come across this guy and I'm like, this guy had a problem. Like, you know what I mean? Like it
Definitely
did not feel like Whit was the kind of person that needed help with anything.
Oh man.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Like if I hadn't seen him, like I remember like I was there.
When he got there,
You know, so I have a
showed
little
him.
bit of an idea. But even with that, it's like any of the attitude part, I don't know, because that wasn't really a factor per se, or at least not that I can remember. And maybe I wasn't close enough at the time.
I've never seen him mad.
So
I've never seen him upset.
I get that way. I mean,
I'm sure you do, but unless you're just really good at hiding it.
only in certain situations.
I think
you
it probably
just-
takes a lot to get you there, but it's
Yeah.
probably pretty freaking ugly once it gets there, huh?
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It's not
Yeah.
somewhere I want to be. Or
You're always this
you know,
ray of sunshine, especially at 4:30 in
Life
the
is
morning. He's just, hey guys, hey, how's it going? How'd you sleep last night? You doing good? I'm like,
a lot of my coworkers.
I just
aren't
woke
morning
up.
People. I get it though. I leave everybody alone now.
It's like until the sun is up, we work in silence.
I'm just happy. I'm just happy now. Happy.
well, you're happy and you show it.
Yeah.
I'm happy most of the time. I'm not happy about being up at 4:30 in the morning, but I'm overall happy. I'm not on drugs. I'm not in jail. I have my kids at home with me.
Amen.
You know,
I mean, why would you not be happy?
because could have been asleep for another hour and a half or 2 hours. But
Oh, like me.
yeah,
Oh.
but you also stay up way later than I do. I'm in bed
depends.
asleep by 8.
Depends. Sometimes 10 o'clock.
That's late for me.
Yeah.
Is it? Sometimes I'm up till 11, 12.
Oh, wow. Yeah, no.
Mm.
Every now and
You're
then.
one of
Depends
those
on what I got to do the next
overachievers.
day. I actually have to plan my late nights.
Do you?
Yeah, heck yeah. These days, yes. Yeah. Yeah. So especially I'm not on my meds and stuff. And so it's like I don't take a sleep aid anymore really. So it's not like I have like a just a shut off anymore. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Like that stuff didn't really work all that great there towards the end of me taking it anyways, but still it's like, you know, if I got stuff to do before 8 o'clock, then I'm like, I'm down by 10 o'clock or 10:30. But if I don't,
If you don't
It
and
may
you
be-
have podcast videos to edit,
it may be
It's gonna be a
4.
long one.
It might be 4 o'clock in the morning. Last time I went through and I cut it into 5 pieces.
mm-hmm.
It was about 4:30 whenever I went to sleep.
And you did all the editing that first night.
No. All I did was go through and cut it into 5 pieces.
How long
That
does it take
was-
you to edit one of our podcasts? If you're doing the Dylan podcast,
Depends.
each hour you work on that hour, or do
dep-
you work on 2 or 3?
No, I do them one at a time. I mean, one, I'm working with a really slow ass computer, so that probably about doubles the time that it should take. Honestly, about double. But it depends on how much.
Do you have
How
the
many
fifth
F-bombs? It depends on how many F-bombs we drop.
Oh,
Yeah, see, because I'll have to go through and cut them. Like I know I dropped one earlier. I know I
Well,
did. There's another one, and so I'll have to go through, and so that's an extra 45 seconds right there.
Yeah, I've heard the
So
the blank spots.
yeah. I recorded well, like I'll hop on and I'll just like I'll have my little rants or whatever. And
Like yesterday?
Yeah, and so like sometimes I'll use them and sometimes I don't.
Yeah.
Like I've started on that one. Like I have like 4 different. I threw them away, but that's like the 4th time that I've ran through that, and like that one just stuck. Like I stuck it good enough that I was like, man, that's cool with me. But I let a slip through the.
I did hear that.
It wasn't until I'd already uploaded it to YouTube and I was listening through it, and I was like, dang it, I missed one.
I missed a golden opportunity to get up in yo ass about. I was listening back to our show, one of the Dylan episodes, and I'm like, I wish I was the one controlling the editing because, and I can't remember what it was you said, but you were adamant about loving a certain band. And it was after the band that shall not be named. And I was like, it sounded like me saying it the way I say I love Nickelback. And I was like, that was golden. I could have.
Let me know. I'll do it. I'll cut it. I'll do it. Which part? Which part? I'll do it. I don't have a. That doesn't bother me at all.
I'll have to go
dude.
back and
if
find
it's
it.
funny, I'll roll with it, dude. If it's at my expense, I don't care. As long as it's funny and it's not like mean, let's roll with
in my
it.
circle, they're just blown away. They're just laughing so hard about the little Nickelback clip.
Yeah,
they thought it was freaking hilarious.
It is, but it is. So, yeah. Have you not seen it?
Whit's lost.
You don't watch the channel.
He
at
don't
all.
watch it. He's gonna go on. I'm gonna go on their show, even though I don't watch their show.
A lot of free time.
Yeah, I was thinking about that earlier. I was like, I don't know, man. But then again, you do have your phone more.
He has his phone,
and
after 7 o'clock, he's pretty much done with anything to do with that.
Really, all you got to do is just listen.
Lay in bed and listen.
But
this is
whatever.
true. I don't have a.
It's a choice. It's a choice. It's a choice. I mean, it's like a minute long clip.
He's not doing anything.
Is it even a minute long?
Maybe,
No, maybe. I mean, that's a lot of time. I mean, it's hard to devote a minute. I mean, a whole minute.
I will devote that time.
It's hard, dude.
I guarantee you, he watches this whole episode.
I don't know.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I may have to block him from it.
Oh, come on. I told my daughter. I told my daughter I was going to be on the internet.
Oh,
she
yeah.
Freaked out.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'll depends on how long this runs. But the first part will definitely be out Wednesday.
Yeah, we got one more. You got one more Dylan clip.
Yeah, and I still got to edit it. I still got to edit it Sunday and get it uploaded.
I will find
Monday.
I'll have to go back and listen to the episode. It was in the same episode of us talking about Nickelback because it was literally like 20 minutes after. I'm sitting there listening to it, and I hear Sam say, I can't remember the band. It was a band or a movie or...
I don't know. I was going to put a soundbite of Photograph on my soundboard, and I messed around and never did. Yeah. And like, whenever you said, I was like, dang it, I never freaking did that. And I meant to because and it had to be Photograph too, because that's just like the perfect one. Dylan loves it. Matt hates it. Perfect.
I don't hate Photograph. I mean,
how do you hate
it's his least favorite.
No,
Hold on.
I said it's my least favorite.
Yeah, let's rephrase it.
Of Nickelback, it's my least favorite. And now, don't get me wrong. I love Nickelback.
If you had, listened to the episode, then you'd already understand why.
Well, it would have to be multiple episodes because I guess he could have just listened to the one with Dylan.
There's just the one, yeah. Well, there's just the one that
but
was
the original, where it came from, was one of the first.
Well, I mean, you
explained
the Photograph part on the episode that was released Monday.
I shall go back.
Somehow we got on the topic of Nickelback. I think Dylan brought Nickelback up.
How about Preston
yes, this last time, Dylan.
Well, that was the original.
Yes, this last time, Dylan brought
just
up
show him
Nickelback.
the video.
I'm working on it. Y'all talk. I'll figure this out.
Jamie, pull up that video about.
Yeah,
Jamie.
Right. Jamie.
I am not Jamie.
Jamie, pull that video up. So you listened to Rogan.
Well,
when did you find time to do that?
I YouTube Shorts, man. Waiting there in the parking lot. Look at my eyes.
This is a minute long. Like this is short enough. Hold on. You need to see the.
Yeah, he has to see the visual representation.
If I can figure out which one it is. Here we go.
We're gonna be that show that beats our old bits into the ground.
Oh, definitely.
Nickelback.
Look at this photograph.
That's right.
I heard a Nickelback song. There it is.
Look at this photograph.
I'll go on the record and say right now, I love Nickelback. I love Nickelback. I love Nickelback. I love Nickelback. I love Nickelback.
Look at this photograph.
I don't understand why people hate Nickelback. I love Nickelback.
Look at this photograph. Every time I do it,
I love Nickelback. I love Nickelback. I love Nickelback. I love Nickelback.
Yeah, me too.
every time I do it makes me laugh.
I'm looking.
Shut up, Sam. I don't care. Shout out to Nick.
Look at this photograph. Every time I do it makes me laugh.
Love Nickelback.
Every time I do it makes me laugh. Look at this photograph.
If I had to pick one, probably photograph.
Every time I do it makes me laugh.
Don't laugh. Try not to laugh.
Look at this photograph.
I just love it.
Oh God,
That was amazing. That was amazing.
Come on. I mean, that's good,
That
right?
was real good.
Yeah.
I ain't got that hard in ages.
I started laughing
That's
really
really
hard, and I got a cramp like real
So I
sudden.
didn't realize that he had made a video of me saying I love Nickelback when I was wearing that gray collar shirt.
Oh yeah.
So when I didn't realize he had made that video of me getting all up in the camera. So when Dylan just happened to bring up Nickelback, and of course that's my standard reaction was I don't understand why people hate Nickelback. I love Nickelback. As soon as I said it, he started like uncontrollably giggling. And you see me in the video, I'm looking at him, I'm like, what are you laughing at? And he just pushes the mic away and he's like, I got you.
The part that got me was when Dylan said a photograph.
It would probably be
It's
photograph.
like shenanigans.
So that video was him showing me the previous video.
Oh gosh.
Freaking editing wizard over here.
Now I'm gonna have to do it again.
Good.
No, you're not.
That was good.
I will. I'll have to go find the clip that I'm talking about where you said I love something. I don't remember what it was.
I have no idea, dude. I
I'll
can't
find it.
I
I'll
can't
bring it to the
remember
next
off
meeting.
The top of my head, I definitely can't remember.
I'll bring it to the next meeting. So we were talking about.
Nickelback.
No, we were talking
Oh,
about.
no, we were definitely talking about Nickelback.
You know how things are never truly the same with relationships, and whether it be your parents or your friends or just your kids. And I wrote this scripture down. We all three know it pretty much by heart, or this set of scriptures, a very big topic of discussion in a lot of Preston's classes. 2 Corinthians 5:18 through 21.
Ministry of Reconciliation.
Ministry of Reconciliation.
From now on, everything.
Did
is
you just
from
cramp
God.
up?
No, I just caught my toenail, my pinky toe.
Oh.
Sorry, go ahead.
You were making that face that I make when I cramp.
Well,
My hamstring
I caught
cramped
my
earlier.
toe. I caught my there's a little hang on my toenail, and it caught the carpet,
Oh,
and it
yeah.
pulled.
Those are sensitive.
Yeah, that's why it was like. That's why. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Ministry of
2 Corinthians
Reconciliation.
5:18,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I mean, I love teaching on that. That's perfect. Like I touched on it today. Like that's just a regular. I mean,
There was a saying in the rooms, because I did the whole 30-day rehab. I went to a very nice rehab. It was like $15,000 to go to the rehab I went to in Grapevine.
yeah, the first one I went to was first 12-step program I went through was pretty expensive.
It was very nice. I mean, they had, it was like
Chefs
a 4-star hotel. It
and-
had chefs.
Yeah.
that came
Yeah.
and cooked meals, and it was very nice.
Quality food.
Yes, very nice.
Equine therapy, water. Like, did you do aquatic therapy and stuff like
no,
that?
they didn't do anything like that, but we did do. They had like a Saturday, a voluntary like yoga thing, meditation thing.
Oh, I did yoga and meditation
Yeah.
regularly whenever I was in those deals.
They did outside of that. It was basically just classes, and then you were assigned a caseworker or therapist.
Mm-hmm.
You and like 6 other people, because there's like 24 to 30 people at this place.
Co-ed.
And yeah, and they had therapy sessions with your group, with your counselor, and then you had one-on-ones, and then they had every afternoon a local AA or NA group brought a meeting into the facility.
Yeah.
At 7:00 every afternoon.
Yeah.
So you had to go to your meeting every day. Your AA or NA, whichever one it was. It was either one.
Right.
But it was the same ones on each day. Like every Tuesday, it was this certain.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, they had it regularly scheduled.
Yes, it was
yeah,
a regularly
yeah.
scheduled thing.
Yeah. Whenever I was at the Right Step in Euless, we would go to certain ones on certain days and vice versa. And then I also went through the one in Stephenville, Summer Sky, I think was the name
Tori
of it.
went to Summer Sky.
Yeah.
And I've been inside of Right Step, but it was after I had gotten out of Valley Hope and was attending Bedford Bar Street AA group. We brought a meeting into the Right Step.
Oh, okay.
So I've been in the Right Step.
Yeah.
Well, that place is run down.
Yeah. It was right before that's right before I landed in Abilene the last time.
Okay.
That's how I wound up, because whenever I was getting out of there, I was supposed to be going to like my brother's house or something. And
Where does Jack live?
Graham.
Oh, okay.
Graham. And some stuff wound up happening, and I couldn't, but they I had to go through a outpatient deal, and so they wound up finding me a place in Abilene, and so I went to Abilene, went to the Oxford house. They kicked me out like
The Oxford House in Abilene.
yeah, they kicked me out like 3 or 4 days
Tori
after.
was in an Oxford House in Fort Worth.
Yeah, I my second or third day there, I got arrested for public intoxication, and so obviously I missed curfew that night because I was in Taylor County Jail. So whenever I got out, I went and checked in with them, whatever, and they were like, yeah, we had a group meeting, and you got to go. I was like, I understand. So I went back to the 180. That's the place that me and Phil were talking about.
Yeah.
And while I was at the 180, the outpatient place I was at actually paid for my room at the 180, my bed at the 180, as long as I was in the outpatient. So that wound up working out fairly well. And then I wound up getting a good job. That's how I wound up being the manager of that landscaping company in Abilene.
Oh, that was in Abilene.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So like, things could have worked out really well, but it was like I made bad decisions. I continued to use. You know what I mean? And so, of course, we know where all that winds up leading. And this was already after I'd already got my felony, after I'd already been arrested in Abilene before, So that last PI was the last time I've been arrested, though. That's the last problems I've had with the law. I've come really damn close.
Can
Really
we talk
close.
about your felony for a second?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. I don't
that
care.
was that was the assault on a police officer.
Yeah, assault
that's
on an
what I thought.
officer. Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. Bit the cop on the hand.
But you were out of your gourd too.
Oh yeah, I was out of my mind. Yeah, and he was trying to put me in a headlock or chokehold or some shit, whatever. And whenever he reached his hand around, it was just right there. I bit the webbing between his thumb and forefinger.
Yeah.
It was a defensive. There was no thought process whatsoever.
You weren't thinking, this is a cop, I can't do this.
No, there was already 2 cops
natural reaction
behind me. There was 6 of them that night. It took 6 of them. It took 6 of them to subdue me that night. So it's like, because there was 3 cop cars, each of them had 2 cops. At that point, there was already 2 cops on my back, and then he was coming around, And so, and I was out of my head. I mean, like I'd been hallucinating, like tripping hardcore, and it scared the shit out of me. They rolled up on me and surprised me, and then I took off running, and it turned out there was a whole nother cop car and stuff right there that I wasn't able to see because of a wall. And so whenever I turned around to run the other way, it was too late.
There.
Yeah. So
how long have you hated police?
I don't hate the police at all. I don't hate the police at all. You know, what they did was extremely excessive, without a doubt. I wish there would have been video footage of any of it. There was none whatsoever, because it was literally like while I was in jail for that arrest, they made everyone start wearing body cams during that time.
Yeah.
Like Abilene had to start because there were so many issues. Whenever I went to court for it and they saw the pictures and everything that was from the police, because I had 2 bruised ribs, a bruised hip bone. I had a bruise the size of a cantaloupe on my side. I had bruises that were knuckle prints.
So they probably cuffed you and beat the crap out of you.
This was before they beat me. Before they cuffed me, they beat me when they cuffed me.
They were probably
tased
beating you
me
to try to
twice.
cuff you.
They beat me. Yeah. They were trying to get me to
subdue.
Yeah, and this was one of those times where I talk about where I know what it's like to 100% fully believe a lie. I mean, 100%. You know, the God that you're worshiping, God's whatever. This something that you've been trusting in for the last over 10 years, you know, where I had literally put blood, sweat, and tears into this thing. And I was begging for help, is what it was. I was screaming, begging for help. And because I knew help was going to come, you know, and I guess about the time the mace hit my face while I was handcuffed. By the way, I'm already handcuffed. I was handcuffed, tased, and then maced. So it said quit shaking. Turn the tasers off. My whole body was convulsing. They said put your legs in front of me, cross them, and your body will stop tasing me. You know, stop.
Right.
And they had to shoot me with 2 of them because I was wearing loose clothing. Hey guys, while I have your attention real quick, I need you to like, comment, follow, subscribe, rumble, all those fun things. You need it, I need it, we all need it. Something else we all need is a little bit of Trey Man. Okay, so we're gonna roll his clip. So you can find Treyman over on Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. Make sure to follow, comment, like, subscribe, all those fun things. Let's support our locals. Now let's get back to the pod with Whit. All right. Because I had a baggy shirt. And so top, both sides. Way up here, one like right underneath my shoulder blades. Just boom, right there. But yeah, so about the time the mace hits, which by that time I also had road rash from one cheek all the way across my forehead, all the way to the other cheek, from smashing my forehead into the concrete, just driving it in, because I didn't make it easy for him. I fought the entire time. I fought and I fought, and I screamed and I yelled. I didn't like punch and fight like that. I just was stopping them from doing what they were doing. I wasn't trying to actually fight back per se. Yeah, it was just you were
just resisting.
There you go. Thank you. I was definitely resisting. Definitely. I don't remember them saying stop resisting. I don't remember that. I don't remember any of the words. I just remember a lot of pain.
That doesn't mean they didn't say it.
It doesn't mean they didn't say it. I just don't remember it.
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah. So I know what it's like, and I know what it's like to be broken, and that was even during that time. and I went to prison and everything. I still was just like, I was making things in my head, excuses in my head to make these things all right and to make it seem like this was my purpose and all this stuff. And then it, after years of circling the drain, it's like, dude, okay, it's either time to flush this turd,
That's a good way of putting it.
or get up off of it and move on, And so it was time to get up and move on. It was like, I didn't really know what the heck to do. I knew the answer was Jesus, but I wasn't exactly sure, because I'm like, religion can kiss my ass.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And like, I've kind of always been that way.
Yeah.
So it's like I've always been like spiritual, and like that kind of stuff has made sense. But it's like, the people part of it, that's the issue. And that's religion. That's the people part of it. Religion's the people part of it.
Absolutely.
So it's like, if we can remove that aspect of it, the best that we can, let's roll with that. And so that's, next thing I know, I'm at the House of Mercy.
I'm sitting there in Richland Hills. I'm living out of my truck. I had been asked to leave the place where I was staying because there was another guy staying there, living in the living room, who had a far worse problem with his usage than I did. He couldn't function. Like, he thought I was putting cameras in the vents, and
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
yeah, he was just.
Oh, you've told me parts of.
Yeah, he was
of
just
that
tripping
story.
out bad.
Yeah.
He was tripping out really, really bad. And he tried to come back there to the part of the house that was mine and the other guy that was my friend, my
Yeah.
buddy Daniel.
Yeah.
And I pulled a knife on him.
Yeah.
You don't belong in this part of the house. Get
Right.
out of here.
Right.
And the homeowner later asked me if I could leave
Right.
because of that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sitting in a gas station parking lot. It's probably 8:30 in the morning. I had just went in and I think I had $20 and I lost it on a fish game.
Oh.
So I'm sitting there and
I don't know what that is.
a fish game, a gambling game. So I'm sitting in this parking lot, and me and Tori are not on talking terms. I'm mad at her because she went to rehab and was getting her life back together. No, hold on. Was trying to get the kids out of foster care and ends up relapsing. So I'm mad at her for relapsing, even though I'm not doing anything to better myself. And she's telling me about this House of Mercy. She's texting me.
Mm-hmm.
So I Google it, and I'm looking at the pictures, which were old
Oh, yeah.
pictures where they still had the circle tables before the circle tables they have now.
Mm-hmm.
They had like wooden circle tables in the kitchen. And I'm looking and I'm reading the little thing, and I'm like,
Right.
oh, it's a Christian, it's a religious program.
It's a
I'm-
religious program.
the same thing that you said, religion. I'm not about, like, I'd rather just go to the Right Step or go to Pine Street and then start going back.
I've been
to
burned.
AA.
I've been burned
Yeah.
by someone in authority in a
We've talked
religious
about this.
organization.
At
So
the-
that was my personal
the
deal. on
camp
it.
thing.
Yeah, well, Teen Challenge.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So what my whole idea was I was believing a lie. I
Which
was if God's real, why is all this shit happening to me?
Gotcha.
That kind of
Gotcha.
mentality. I was believing that God was rich, because what I see is Joel Osteen and Jesse Duplantis, and I had never had regular church experiences until after I met Tori. It was just kind of here, kind of there,
Mm-hmm.
very few, very far between. Of course, when I stayed with my grandparents in Alabama, they go to church. So we went to church every Sunday. It was just part of it.
Mm-hmm.
but I'm a kid. I don't understand really much of anything. Plus, I haven't been involved in it long enough to even try to understand it. You know what I
Right.
mean? My parents didn't go to church, so I show up at my grandparents' house for the month during the summertime, and we go to church 4 times.
What kind of church does she go to?
Who? My grandparents?
Yeah.
They so my uncle was a pastor, and he had his own little church. It was a Calvary Chapel.
Okay.
He was under the Calvary Chapel branch, but it was basically just him and my aunt Miko and my grandparents and like 2 other people, and then us when we were there. So I mean, it was just,
Yeah.
it's kind of like a Bible study on steroids, really. It really wasn't like a church.
Gotcha.
My aunt and uncle play guitar very well. They did all the worship. And then my uncle would just preach out of the Bible. More recently, they were going to a Baptist church,
Okay.
and then they had switched and started going back to a Methodist church, and that's where they go. Well, my grandpa's passed.
What about you? What
That was one of my questions.
Yeah, what you said
Here.
y'all went some. Do you know what kind or where or what exactly? What kind of experience of Baptist?
It was Southern Baptist.
Southern Baptist.
But it wasn't a big church at all either.
Yeah.
It was fairly small.
Yeah.
But that was so long ago, I really don't.
But the doctrine wasn't what turned me off. I wasn't even really involved
Yeah, that's
in
what
it
I was just
enough enough to understand what the doctrine was. It wasn't like, oh, well, I don't believe in God because the Baptists and they think you have to be baptized. I don't, it wasn't that.
Yeah.
It was, I've gone through hard shit in my life, and I drive down the road in Dallas and I see these big ass churches, these huge churches, and it's like, God makes a lot of money. I've said that before on this podcast. Man, God sure does make a lot of money, and it's like, I don't know. Well, that was one of the first things that really started sticking out to me when I got to the House of Mercy was Preston was like, show me where it says we're supposed to pass a plate. And I was like,
Yeah.
This guy's not in it for the money. You know what I mean? And if anybody that knows Preston, you know that he, with his skill and his knowledge, he could be doing a lot better in life financially.
Yeah.
He's not in it for the money.
Yeah.
He could care less about the money. Money is nothing to him. Like, as long as he has enough to pay his bills and put food on his table, he don't care about it.
I think he said, as long as I can pay for air conditioning.
Air conditioning. Yeah, he says, I only work so I can have air conditioning. So, but yeah, when I was reading through Google and I was like, I don't know about this House of Mercy. And I'm at that point where I feel like I'm ready to get off the dope. I feel like I probably need to make a change. I need to get my kids back. I've been an idiot. I've took this too far.
Yeah.
Like, I got to do something. And she's like, this place will take both of us. Not many places will take a married couple.
Right. Yeah, very few.
And she said, once we start doing better and CPS lets us have our kids back, our kids can come there and stay with us. No place will let you do that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, I'll think about it. And it probably took, 4 or 5 days of sleeping in the front seat of my truck at a car wash, brushing my teeth with the sink at the car wash.
Mm-hmm.
Not really having anywhere to go. I get a little bit of money from selling this and picking this up and selling this and picking this up and go to the game room and get enough money to go to a hotel room for a night. A little $40 a night hotel room.
A bed.
I can remember laying on my stomach across the bed, trying to FaceTime chat. Now, this is right when COVID, this is the heat of COVID from Easter of 20. I got to the House of Mercy February of 21.
Yeah.
So that whole COVID era. So we're having to do contactless visits through CPS now because of COVID. And I'm FaceTiming with Karma and Destiny. and I can't keep my eyes open. I'm nodding off, and I'm trying not to because I don't want the CPS caseworker to see me nodding off on camera while I'm supposed to be trying to talk to my kids. And I remember them being on the phone, and then I woke up and it was dark, and my phone was laying there face down on the bed, and I'm like, I got to do something. But as it turns out, I didn't have to do anything except for let go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I could do nothing. Everything I tried to do just screwed it up worse. So when I got to the House of Mercy, I had already come down. I'd been clean for about a week, and that was during Snowmageddon.
I remember.
I came down. I got to the House of Mercy. Tori was still high, and so they let her sleep it off. But I went to the very first class. I came in during Preston's class and checked in and went and put my stuff in my room and came to John's class. It was a Tuesday afternoon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was my very first class, was John Crow's class.
Interesting.
And the very end, you know how John is about his little one-liners and his, overambitious message. And so the very end of that class, now mind you, we had Tyler. We had me, Brett, Tyler. I'm trying to remember. There was a couple of other. Oh, Dustin was there.
Was Dylan there yet?
No, Dylan wasn't there.
What about Fat Chris?
No, he came way after. But
wow.
there were some of the stronger, with the exception of Tyler, but some of the stronger men in the house.
Yeah.
Brett, Dustin, and I'm sitting there and I'm listening to this class. John's getting animated. Y'all know how he does.
No.
He gets to go and he gets wound up like an Energizer bunny, and gets way up there in the octaves where his voice starts cracking out. And he's holding that book up, shaking it, and I'm like, oh boy, here we go.
Wow.
Here we go. This is the only thing I could think of is those dudes standing on the corner in Las Vegas screaming at people as they're walking by. Your Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and I'm like,
the end is nigh. Repent now, you sinner.
oh, I said that I'd never really had any church involvement until I met Tori. Her dad went to a Pentecostal church.
Oh, yeah.
And they weren't so much tongue handlers.
Tongue handlers.
They weren't so much snake handlers, but they sure believe in putting hands on each other. And at the end of the lukewarm message, they all go up to the front of the church and they all pray with each other, and it's like seeing little ants migrate back and forth. This person will say some ailment and they'd all come over and put hands on them, and they start and then they'd all that stuff, and I'm like, what is this? And then this person over here would say, well, my back's been, and they're just back and forth. This hoopla, you know what I mean? And I'm like, so when I'm looking at the House of Mercy, that's the things that's popping into my mind is religion. And I'm like, So after Tori finally came out of her room, we sat out back, and I was like, I don't know if I could do a year of whatever this is. I think if we'd been there 3 days, 4 days, I'm like, I don't know if I could do a whole year. Like, I'm clear-headed now. I've been off of it for 10 or 12 days. I'm okay. I can manage now. Like, let's just go back to Fort Worth and go back to our NAAA meetings, and we'll be all right.
Yeah, of course.
But God had other plans. God had other plans.
Crazy like that. I mean, silly.
I don't know when it happened, when that light switch flipped. But let me think. It was something that Preston said. It might have been It was when I didn't know who Paul was, obviously.
Mm.
I was thinking that Paul was one of the original 12.
Oh yeah.
And I said something in class about Paul being the part of the original 12, and Preston was like, no, he wasn't even in the picture until Damascus, like
Way
later, as far as our salvation.
Christ
And I'm like,
was
wait a
dead,
minute. You're telling me
buried,
that there's
raised.
there's something else going on? And he goes, there's been something else going on.
Like riding a bicycle, baby.